Welcome back to another episode of Reacting to Hollywood Fitness Advice. I do quite a lot of these because they tend to do quite well, and they're very interesting. You get to see what most people would deem as like the apex physique. You get to see how Hollywood claims they create those. We get some fitness advice. I tell you which pieces of advice to avoid, which pieces of advice to follow, because sometimes they do actually have some good advice. Some of the people have insane physiques, and occasionally they'll give you a few little tasters as to how they actually got there. So today, we're investigating Henry Cavill, Superman. This is behind the scenes of his Man of Steel workout. If you saw Man of Steel, it was the original like modern Superman. People might roast me for saying this, but the Henry Cavill Man of Steel physique, I don't think was that unnatural looking. If you made a crazy transformation and got like that in 6 months, yeah, okay, unnatural. But I think it's genuinely quite an achievable physique. I liked how they went about that physique. It wasn't too lean. He's big. He's got kind of like a bear mode physique. So I'm interested to see the kind of workouts they put him through to get him in that sort of tip-top shape. I believe he was already in quite good shape beforehand. Let's get into it. Whoa. One thing I will say about Hollywood workouts, and this could be my lack of experience, highly unlikely, but when it comes to building physiques like these people, the workouts they always show are very dramatized, they're very over the top, there's a lot of like kettlebells, a lot of strange movements. In reality, the fastest way from point A to point B, from an average physique to a great superhero physique, is going to be following traditional hypertrophy training, right? Doing little frog jumps with kettlebells, not really going to give you a high ROI. Maybe they need it for, I don't know, the action sequences or something. But in terms of muscle growth, lifting weights is going to accomplish so much more than strange movements with kettlebells. Yes, kettlebells are heavy, but you'll get much more return on your investment targeting specific muscle groups rather than doing lightweight kind of compound movements like this. Okay. See, it's refreshing. It is refreshing to see a physique like this being cast as Superman, right? Because he's not unrealistic. Like, you could look like this. With a decent amount of natural training, eating well, and enough consistency and time, you could definitely look like this. I was really happy with how they cast Superman. Compare that to the Marvel movies where you have people like Thor. Drastically unrealistic physique, right? Whereas here, like, you could do these workouts that he's doing and eventually get in the shape that he is. I would say he's probably done quite a lot of hypertrophy training in the past. He's got like an elite level natural physique. But it's refreshing. It's refreshing to not see just a stupidly unrealistic physique. Ooh. Not a huge fan of Henry Cavill's deadlift form there. Also with very, very light weight. That was like 100 kilos that he was struggling to pick up off the ground.
As I watch this back and edit it, I can now see it was about 180 kilos, not 100 kilos. So I cut him some slack. Not bad form.
Which is interesting. For someone of his size and for someone who has superpowers, you'd assume he'd be a little bit stronger than that. Oh, we've got something good there. Let's rewind that. There. Okay. 2011, does this workout from? God. Okay, let's see what we've got here. We've got throw light medicine ball. Foam, right, we start out with some warm up on the rower, foam rolling, throw light medicine ball, shoulder raise, 3 times superset ladder on front, going to failure in each and medium and light chain, kneeling crunch, dumbbell flight and narrow grip press. Dumbbell flight and narrow grip press. Interesting, okay. Standing finger curl. See, to be honest, this program that we've got here, this is obviously an example of one workout, right? 90% of this is absolute nonsense. I would not do any of this. I would not prescribe this to anyone. They're weird, niche, specific movements that get you strong in these movements. And if you have some joint issues, some joint pain, maybe you do some of this. Shoulder raise, it's good for a warm-up. He's got to failure here, which is strange, to go straight into a tri-superset, tricep. There's also a lot of chain work. Chain work, do you need it? I've trained a lot of people. I've trained for a very long time. Have I ever used chains? No. Kneeling crunch, again, kettlebells. I'm not a huge fan of kettlebells. Perhaps that's my lack of experience with them. And there are some specific cases where they work really well, but in general, just using normal dumbbells is gonna do you better than kettlebells. Incline bench on a 10-inch box. Strange, very strange choices here. Moving on, we'll move on. Ring dips. Again, ring dips. Why not just regular dips? Banded upright rows. Such an unusual... Wait, hang on a minute. Hold on a minute. I've just noticed something very, very interesting. We've moved on to a new clip from a different workout, right? And Henry Cavill appears to have put on about 15 kilos of muscle. If you look at him in this white singlet, wife beater it's called, he's looking fucking massive. This is possibly just before or maybe during shooting. If you scroll back and look at him here, holy fuck. That is not the same person. That is not the same person. The transformation, I'm gonna have to take it back. I'm gonna have to take back what I said about Henry Cavill. I feel like he may have used steroids here. Because if you look at him in this picture with a black singlet, you go to the next workout where he's in a white singlet, he is significantly bigger and also leaner. Interesting. Oh yeah, so he is shooting. So he's doing a little pump up right before a scene, I'm guessing. That one iconic shirtless Man of Steel scene. Knee raises, semi-effective ab exercise. I would say he has the ab strength to do leg raises though. Leg raises are gonna shit on knee raises in terms of ab development. So if you can do leg raises, choose those. Yeah, he's night and day different. His physique is very different here than in the first training clip. Good to see that they actually included some boxing specific sparring, because in Superman he does fight people with his fists. Yes, it's a case of one fist and they're fucking blown off the face of the planet, but it's good that they actually taught him how to fight. That concludes the video. All in all, this is a good example of the Hollywood effect, right? They take someone who's had a decent amount of lifting experience, you can tell he's lifted in the gym before, they juice them up a bit, film a bunch of weird bullshit exercises, when in reality they're probably doing hypertrophy training, diet him down for the film, get him pumped for a certain number of scenes, and then he can chill. That all being said, don't let the fact that he had a mysterious transformation dishearten you. His after, when he's in the movie, that is still achievable naturally. If you want to commit yourself to fitness and have a very good physique, you can do that. So I like that that's included in the movie. Something that would be very interesting to me as a personal trainer is to see the mindset behind the personal trainers that coach these Hollywood actors, right? Because they always have them doing very niche and strange exercises. And there must be a reason. There must be a reason for that. Possibly it's because their physique is not just for show, they also are in action sequences, so they've got to move around a lot. It could be something to do with that. If you got some value from this, I break down celebrity workouts pretty fucking regularly. Feel free to subscribe, I'll do another one soon, and I'll see you tomorrow.